Before we get into the video, I have to ask you a question. Are you a woman above the age of 40 that's struggling to lose weight? You want to get off medications? You want to develop more confidence? Well, you can click the link in the description box to gain access to my website, or you can get into contact with me, or you can also contact me via email and Instagram. Me and my team of certified professionals will create you a plan that you can follow from the comfort of your own home. How convenient is that? And I guarantee you results because we will provide you with all the necessary tools that will make improving your health easy and effortless. So if you're interested, reach out to me and I look forward to working with you. Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'll be discussing resting metabolic rate. I'll be explaining what resting metabolic rate is, how it affects weight loss, and how to increase your resting metabolic rate. Okay, let's get into the video. Your resting metabolic rate represents the amount of energy that your body expends or uses at rest to sustain vitality. So processes like digestion, heart rate, these are all processes that are vital to the human body to keep you alive. And energy is required for these processes to function. Now, the fascinating thing about your resting metabolic rate is that it occupies a huge percentage of your total daily energy expenditure. So the amount of energy that your body uses throughout the day, walking, sitting down, running, going up a flight of stairs, just movement in general. Your resting metabolic rate represents a huge percentage of your total energy expenditure, and this is why it's significant. So how does resting metabolic rate affect your ability to lose weight? Well, it has a lot to do with the way our cells produce energy. Our cells primarily use glucose and fat to produce energy. Well, the faster your cells are able to produce energy using glucose and fats to sustain your vitality, the easier it is to lose weight. Also, heat is produced as a byproduct of our cells using glucose and fats to produce energy. So the faster that our cells produce energy, the more heat that's produced. Our cells using glucose and fats at a fast rate and heat being produced as a byproduct, both will contribute to our ability to lose weight easily. There are many factors that influence one's resting metabolic rate. On the screen, you'll see the abundance of factors that influence your resting metabolic rate. But we're going to focus on the ones that have the hugest influence on your resting metabolic rate, and that's muscle mass, cold exposure, protein intake, and intermittent fasting. Developing lean muscle will increase your resting metabolic rate. Why? Well, there are an abundance of mitochondria within your muscle cells. When you work out, lift weights, or run, you activate these mitochondria. Your muscles also produce more mitochondria, leading to an increase in your energy expenditure. Another way to increase your resting metabolic rate is to increase your protein intake. Did you know that the digestion of protein requires lots of energy compared to fats and carbohydrates? Yes, the digestion, the breakdown of protein, as well as the absorption of protein by the body requires lots of energy. And protein preserves muscle mass. So protein intake increases your resting metabolic rate in two ways. Another way to increase your resting metabolic rate is to expose yourself to a cold environment. When you're exposed to a cold environment, the cold environment forces your body to activate its brown adipose tissue, not your white adipose tissue. Your brown adipose tissue consists of lots of mitochondria. When you're exposed to a cold environment, these mitochondria within your brown adipose tissue are activated. The activation of the brown adipose tissue will increase your metabolism or your resting metabolic rate. So this is why I highly recommend people take cold showers or ice baths, because ice baths and cold showers will activate your brown adipose tissue, which will lead to an increase in your resting metabolic rate. Another way to increase your resting metabolic rate is to fast. When you engage in intermittent fasting, during the period at which you're fasting, your body will release certain hormones like epinephrine, norepinephrine, and cortisol. These hormones will increase your resting metabolism or resting metabolic rate. So guys, that concludes the video. If you found this video on resting metabolic rate helpful, please share this video with someone who could use the information. When it comes to losing weight, there are many pieces to the puzzle, and resting metabolic rate is one of those pieces. When attempting to lose weight, it's important to not hyper focus on one piece of the puzzle, because if you do that, weight loss will be hard. You have to acknowledge all the pieces of the puzzle. And as I've already stated, resting metabolic rate is one of those important pieces to the weight loss puzzle. So guys, as always, stay healthy.